Hey wonderful people, I think it's about time I put my cards on the table and actually told you what I think UAP really are. I've studied this for many years and done lots of films, as you know. And I have been on a journey from being very skeptical. My eyes were opened by what actually happened to people like John Burroughs and Jim Penstone at Rendlesham Forest. I think the Rendlesham Forest incident is the best example I know of and have studied in great depth to discover what UAP are. And for me, the strangest thing about UAP is why the United States don't actually accept them. UAP were defined as real in 1999 in the UK by UK government and the MOD, in France, in Portugal, in Italy and Brazil. They all know that UAP are real. The United States are still wondering if they actually exist. At the same time that US defense contractors and secret SAP programs in the United States are actually way ahead, actually studying them and weaponizing them. I mean, it's a big disconnect in the United States to Europe. I mean, here in France, every sighting is public. You know, it's discussed not by the military, but by scientists who actually look and try and understand what people saw. And the other thing, this is going to really upset you, but this is what I have discovered, is it was absolutely brilliant when people who knew what they were talking about changed the name from UFOs to UAP, unknown anomalous phenomenon. Because that's what they really are. There is no evidence, no concrete proof that an aluminum flying saucer with little green men sitting in chairs wiggling knobs has ever visited Earth. I know people who would see them. I'm very friendly with Atlas, which is an asteroid last impact survey. Every night they take a wide field view of the north and now the southern hemisphere of our entire planet and look for anything that moves, because they're looking for asteroids going to hit the Earth, and they work out if they're going to hit, be trivial or non-trivial, is there? And they've never seen a flying saucer enter our solar system, slow down, go into orbit around Earth, and then descend through our atmosphere. I mean, that would be incredible. They've certainly seen things, even interstellar objects, come whizzing out of interstellar space and go into our solar system. Oumuamua was a classic example. And there's thousands, if not millions, of asteroids of all different sizes, most of them very small, but occasionally, you know, planet killers. But little flying saucers? No. You see, the thing is, governments who have studied this know that there is non-human intelligence here on Earth. It's probably been here on planet Earth forever. It's not like us. It's something different. And it takes the form of this plasma UAP stuff. And that's what's been seen all over our planet. So, Simon, what is a UAP? It's a great question. UAPs are real. UAPs are here right now. UAPs appear to have non-human intelligence. They appear to be conscious. And that's really interesting. I'm telling you now, they are another life form, just like we are. You know, we're skin and bones, but inside our skin and bones are atoms, and atoms are just force of nature. I mean, we're just energy, but we've coalesced into this symbiotic bag of bones to do stuff. You know, and we're clever bunnies. We build stuff. We use normal atomic matter that is under the kind of pressure and temperatures that we find only here on planet Earth, where 90% of all atomic matter is in a state of plasma. It's very rare to actually have solid stuff. Most of it is ionized atoms. So why can't ionized atoms be non-human intelligence? I mean, they are just the same as you are, but they've got a bit more energy, in fact. I mean, the more that people have looked at plasma, the more that people have looked at ionized gas and UAP, which seem to be a coherent plasma, a plasma which lives inside our Earth, which can maybe time travel, which can cross large distances, which is here today, the more we realize that its consciousness, maybe our consciousness, is actually the same, but we aren't in an ionized state. They are actually more true to life forms than we are. We are the strange creatures. The UAP are probably omnipresent throughout our universe. It seems that when atoms are in that energetic state, they seem to have a intelligence. And I think that's what people have been studying. I think that they possibly become multi-dimensional. I think they could be faster than the speed of light. I think they can travel freely throughout our universe. I think they can appear and disappear and do weird stuff that we see here on Earth. That's what UFOs are. They're not little green men flying in aluminium spaceships. When David Grush was asked by Ross Coulthard, so you found crashes, there's actual crashed flying saucers. And David Grush's answer, if you listen to him, he goes, well, yes. You could call them craft. That's the point. You could call them craft. UAP aren't solid objects. They are probably a life force. They are here, and they are worth studying. Almost no studies by independent scientists have been done. Most of the study has been done by the military. Can we weaponize these things? What are they? Are they friendly? Are they foes? I mean, they take them seriously. Are they a threat as well? Often they're seen in the air, and, they could become a danger to aviation. So, I mean, there's been a lot of studies into UAP, but the non-human intelligence, the conscious plasma, is what we are really seeing. And that's what the people in the know, Louis Elizondo maybe, David Grush almost definitely, people like Jet Sarfati have been studying this. It's very, very complicated physics, and we need to understand who they are. Where did they come from? Have they always been here? I think they probably have. There's places on this earth like Suffolk in England, Lourdes in France, places in India, places in Spain, Skinwalker Ranch, where UAP, where these non-human intelligence life forms which reside either in our Earth or are attracted to that area because of the physics of that area, which is different, to my house. I haven't seen any yet. There's something special about Skinwalker Ranch which attracts them, and they are real. I mean, I don't deny that they're actually seeing things. What happened in Rendlesham Forest was probably meddling humans unleashing vast amounts of energy from Orford Ness, Bawdsey Radar, the computing power of Martlesham Heath, and the electricity generated by Sizewell A nuclear power station to put physics in the air, I think it probably emanated and unleashed something that's always been there. I mean, why was Sutton Hoo built right next to Rendlesham Forest? It was mystical. You know, there's stories in Suffolk of things appearing and disappearing. There's lots of stuff going on. There's energy in those surrounding hills, which I think might have been unintentionally released, and maybe it was because they were deorbiting a satellite. I don't know. They were certainly messing around and being funded by SDI Star Wars physics. Britain was accepting American money at Martlesham Heath through the British government and Marconi and BAE or whatever it was named in the 1970s and 80s to build advanced physics weapons for the SDI program because they had the cash. And Britain had been experimenting with directed energy weapons, you know, with Tesla type things at Orford Ness at Bawdsey, and had the power station at Sizewell A to actually power all these exotic physics. Laboratories like the Cambridge Cavendish Laboratory were, you know, intimately involved in weaponization of physics. I mean, if it wasn't for finding the neutron, we would never have had a chain reaction, which led to the atomic bomb physics weaponization, and that carried on after World War II. So don't think for a minute that UAPs don't exist. Only people in the United States. And I think the reason that they don't want to talk about it and admit it openly is because of a religious lobby inside the Pentagon and the government. I think they find it dangerous, early undermining to their religious views that they're possibly demonic. And in some ways they are, because demons and heaven and hell and the underworld. I think in some ways, this is becoming a bit of a rant. Sorry, Simon. I think in some ways that, you know, the wonderful Netflix series Stranger Things, where you've got this upside down world and the normal world and the laboratory unleashing stuff of physics, actually nails it. I mean, I think Stranger Things is Rendlesham Forest, is Martlesham Heath, is Bawdsey, is Sizewell, is Orford Ness. I mean, I think those were the meddling humans that unleashed this force of nature, this UAP stuff, this non-human intelligence, which is real, which lives on Earth, which has lived on Earth for centuries. It's always been here. Is it part of us? Is it part of our life? Is it part of our planet? Or is it an alien life form? I think we're not understanding the fundamentals of what UAP and non-human intelligence really is. I think we're still going all the way to Mars to look for life like on Earth. But we've already detected two very, very interesting signs of life here in our solar system, not on Earth. In the clouds of Venus, the signs of life. And people are wondering, what creatures are flying around in the clouds of Venus? They're not creatures. Maybe the clouds themselves are the life force. And it's almost likely that on the moon of Saturn, Titan, that in the oceans there's life. Well, no, maybe the ocean itself is the life force. We are looking too narrowly at what little green men might be. It's life, Jim, but not as we know it. It's an amorphous blobby. It's a consciousness. It's a non-human intelligence. And I think people who know that that's true. So, viewers, I've nailed my flag to the mast. UAPs are real. They've always been here, and they're non-human intelligence. I think it's very unlikely that there's any solid objects. I think they are mainly made of some energetic plasma-type life force. I think they are intelligent. There's no real evidence that they are unfriendly. I think they might be observing us. I think they live symbiotically with us. I think what we call our consciousness, our myths and legends of heaven and hell and afterlife, a greater connectivity where we feel connected to the rest of the universe is what UAP are doing. I think we know, mystics and religious leaders over the years understand that the universe is all interconnected, that quantum tunneling and quantum pairing and that connection between you and the universe exists. And I think that forms of life are more in touch with that universal consciousness than we are. I think we are odd. We're the strange life force. We are the ones that are made of skin and bones, where most life in the universe will exist in a amorphous fourth state of matter plasma state, intelligent and conscious, but not like us. Oh, it's absolutely fascinating. There's so much more to study on this, because the truth is out there.